Nice. How's it going, guys? So today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to be doing some game animations. Now, we talked a little bit about this on our last stream to kind of convert. We're doing this Jon Snow versus the Night King animation. Now, what if that was like a fighting game? So that is kind of what we're doing today. So today I'm going to try and do some. Oops, sorry, hit the mic. I'm going to try and do some idle, not even just idle, just game animations for the Jon Snow character. We'll see how far we can get. And yeah, so I got a list that we're kind of going to work through. And let's see what we can create. If I can get a bunch of these and kind of export the animations, I feel that's a big step in having a fighting game with these two. So let's do it. I'm going to start off with, like, I don't know, I've never done this before, so I'm just going to do it in one file. Mauricio, how's it going, man? How are things? How's Tanuki? How's Tanuki doing? What are you up to? Not much. So I'm going to try and do some game animations. Remember we were talking about this last stream? So I'm going to try and do a couple of different animations that we can maybe use for a fighting game. Now, I've never done this before, so I'm just kind of going to just do the animation in the timeline and then maybe export like a sprite sheet or something. So yeah, let's see. Let's start with the idle, though. So we'll do one where he's kind of normal. What is this? And we'll do one where he has like low health. Right, so it's also a good test for this rig. This is like the first time I'm kind of using Jon Snow. Right, so remember, this rig has constraints on it. Okay, let's see. Nice. What animation are you working on? So I remember I had a bunch of hands. I should have the correct hands that I need to hold the sword at least. So I think what I'm going to do, this sword is getting deformed, right? So I'm going to take it out, put it here, and I'm going to put a deformation composite on top. So this way I can attach this prop hand to the sword, and hopefully it doesn't, skew the sword a little bit. I don't know if that's even working. Nice. Yeah, let me know when it's done. That would be cool to start animating on that. Right, and so here too, I've been kind of using, like this week, just less and less rigs with, inverse kinematics. So this will be good to test this out. Right, let's give him a nice wide stance. This is where it's nice. Let's drop the head a little bit lower. A nice ready stance. I mean, his legs look a little bit small, I think. Like his head kind of looks big. But I don't know if that's ooh, it's also strange. Don't know why that's happening. Transformation, limit, head and neck. So that's also a thing, maybe. You can't really scale the head. That's strange. I wonder why. Oh, because there's limits on the hair. Okay, so maybe I need, let me reset this peg. I'm going to add another peg on top. So I have to actually go in and probably update this rig. We'll do head scale. Same pivot point, but this time I don't want these limits. Static transformation. Static transformation. Okay. I mean, this should work. Yeah, see? It's just those limits. That one limit, actually. There we go. And now this should scale. Okay, wow. Crisis averted there, guys. So let's start drawing some drawovers. And this rig, for members too, you can also use it to kind of test it out. And again, if you run into those problems, I might have to update it, but you know, that's why we test it out, right? There's also a lot of palettes that shouldn't be here. So I think I need to clean up these palettes, but that's for a different video. Okay. His torso also looks pretty long. Like I want him kind of hunched over. All right, let's see what kind of poses we can get. It's kind of nice that there's no lines on this rig, so a little bit more freedom there. But it's good. A nice idle animation to kind of test out the limits of this rig. Because you really don't know. You can build a rig, and then when you kind of use it, that's when you kind of figure out where the issues are, you know? But Mauricio, sorry, what are you animating? Is it that rig you did that you were testing out? Or is it something different? Sorry, I can't remember if you just said it. So this game we're trying to make. Ah, nice. The Tanuki one, right? You're also going to do a Tanuki game? Or that's something different? Right? And so see, even game animation, any animation, my process is the same. Drawovers to get some good solid posing. This can kind of go there. And it's nice when it's yourself, you can kind of just take a little bit extra time. Right, I want this here. Again, even just the time it takes me to do this, it's like, wow, there's so many things that I would have done differently on this rig. Gonna move that there. There we go. Do we have a more? I mean, I can always just redraw this anyway. Get the perspective. Right, and I kind of want this sword to be a little bit heavy for him. He has like a bigger sword, and then the Night King will have like a lighter weapon. So his attacks will be, two-handed based. All right, save that. That's looking good. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's good. What kind of game is it? Like a platformer? I call Dark Fantasy Island. Oh, dude, that's sick. Like he's doing it himself. I feel we got to push this pose, There's the neck. Let's kind of move it. I really want to drop him lower. Like even if I lean him with the head. Let's move this up. There we go. Have the hair kind of drip back. Right now's the time we're just kind of exploring, right? Exploring this pose. Here. Oh, there we go. I can kind of do that. Maybe I'll have his legs wider. Game. Nice, dude. That's cool. Integrating stretch into Unity. Is it hard? Have you done it yet? Or are you still doing your tests? Like how did it go? It's also on Steam. Cool. Maybe I'll check it out. Right, I really want to get a nice line of action through the body. Something like that. Maybe. Let's connect that. There we go. Right, I feel like you really want to have a strong idle pose, at least. I'm no game dev, but I feel you're looking at the character a lot. So you want it to look good. I'm thinking he's going to be hunched over. The Night King is going to be more straight up. But, I still have to build that rig or finish that rig. So that's not going to happen for a while. Hmm. You're just setting up the rig. Are you doing like a complex rig, or does that even make a difference? Because if you're doing sprites, I guess it doesn't really matter. You're just exporting it. Did I cut this to the body? I did. Nice. Okay. I love the line list style. It's so much easier. What is this? Belt buckle. I don't know what that is. That seems like an extra deformer that I shouldn't have. So now the way this works, this goes in front of the shoulders, but it might screw up the deformers. Right, this is here. And I'm gonna have this going down his back. That's like his back fur. Oh, that's annoying. I don't know why. Sometimes it messes up the deformers. So then you just gotta press this button. And it seems to work, but then you have to deal with this annoying thing. Fucking Toon Boom. We haven't done results to maintain the rig, the animation stuff, but change skins. So that's tricky. Like if you keep it relatively the same, so like the same parts, but maybe different drawing swaps, then yes. But if there's like a whole other piece, like maybe say like I added another helmet on top of him, some parts would copy over, but some parts wouldn't. So like it'll kind of copy, but it depends how different. Jeez, what did I do here? So it really depends. I should be able to. No, I didn't do that. I should have given a control to the elbow. So far, I don't know. I like the deformations, or sorry, the constraints, but I don't think they would be necessary. Like I feel I could get this done pretty much the same way, you know? At least for the arms. Oh my god, this thing is really pissing me off. Okay, we're back. Good. Yeah. So right, it depends. Depends how drastic the costume changes. Like usually maybe the head will stay the same. Like if you're doing a walk, some parts might copy over, some parts won't. But they do that on shows a lot. They redress the rigs. Yeah, right. So I mean, Rig's pretty good. Some flaws, of course. This is this. Is this? No. But I feel at this point, even if I wanted to, I wouldn't rebuild this rig. I'm gonna have to just go with what I got, you know? It's too it would take too long. And like it's pretty much okay. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I think there's a simple way to do it, but you have to like be careful how you design your characters. I know on the game I worked on, Prodigy Prodigy Education, they used Spine and their rigs needed to be swapped, like different pieces. And that was a whole complicated process there. But maybe it's a little bit simple in Toon Boom, especially now that Toon Boom is focusing on games, you know? So maybe they have a solution that they just use for games. Well, Sinara, how's it going, man? Thanks for joining. I love your content. What tips do you have for me who is starting? Where get classes? Study where? So first thing, are you a rigger or you want to do animation or something else? Okay. I mean, looking good. Let's do this. Let's keyframe. Whoops. And that way we can flip back. There you go, so you guys can see. How does that look? And not bad. Not bad, actually. Let's make this shadow. Okay, and right, this is my process. Now we go in. We can do the bottom. Let's redefine the bottom. Right, I'm loving that. Let's curve this. Curve that. Who's owning the game with you? No one. Yeah, I mean, I think it would just be a test, basically. It would be a fighting game with two characters. That was my vision, just to kind of test it out, test out the rigs, and test out the animation. But we were talking last time on the stream, and it just got me thinking. So I'll start with the animation. That's my kind of wheelhouse. And then I'll kind of figure out the rest afterwards. But I feel if the hard part, once the animations are done, I could pretty much, you know, take my time with figuring out how to actually make a game. I have trouble with the rig. So, like, if you want to do animation as a career, it's going to be important that you learn how to use rigs. So, you can go on Toon Boom's website if you want to do it for free. There's also a good course called Adam's Animation Academy. They can teach you how to rig, how to animate with rigs. Like, it's a pretty good class. I'd recommend that one. But yeah, if you don't want to spend any money, go on YouTube. Like I have some videos on my channel, but they're not really in depth, you know? We kind of go through things pretty quickly, but you could check that out. I do have some rigging on my channel. We go pretty in depth on that. Oh yeah? Well, dude, yeah, when I have these animations done, I'd love to do that. I think it would be cool, even do like a little test. Let me know. Let me get in contact with them. I mean, maybe I'm just thinking. I don't know how hard it would be to actually. It doesn't have to be like an amazing game or anything, but I think it would be cool to just kind of play with two characters, even. Like I feel. I don't know. Right, that's looking smooth. Right now, I kind of just work my way up the body. So let's see. I think I definitely put too many layers on this Jon Snow guy. Let's go there. Maybe this can go actually behind. Maybe we do it like that. Nice, yeah. Is Unity free? No. Yeah, some parts I would definitely change for this rig. I always do it where I just try and do too many cutters and stuff. Just get too fancy for no reason. Right. But I think there's a lot of opportunity even for a lot of cool secondary action. Let's move this here. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's sick. Right, let's see. How is it looking? You always want to flip back. So I'm actually kind of liking this in front. So yeah, I'm liking that. And that goes there. There we go. Yeah, there we go. That looks a lot cleaner. I'm thinking like this seems too thick. Maybe make this a little smaller. There we go. Right, that's coming along. No, I'm still want to do that animation, you know? I wasn't thinking of this fighting game first, but I figured I have these rigs. I can test them out, and why not do both? You know? Like, I basically have to do the same amount of work. And it can kind of give me some, you know, practice before I actually start doing this, the actual animation. And then in the end, imagine I have two things instead of one. Ooh. Yeah, it just sparked it on the idea. And like it would be so simple. Literally two characters, one location, right? I feel that would be super cool. Let's get that in. This is one piece. It's a weird way to do it. Not bad. Like, what do you guys think? Right, this is looking okay. That's looking better. I still might make his head smaller though. Yeah, I think the small head is where this is the way to go. Okay. That's pretty good. So now let's do this. Let's see if I can fix this. Oh shit. Because those functions are linked. Okay, that's good to know. Right, so it's going to be hard to match those up. Which is good to know, right? It's good to know how the rig works. Here. Right, this is a kinematic output, which is why that's moving. Still good. So we're still thinking, like we're rewriting the story, right? We might turn it into a comedy. That's what we were. What the hell? Right? We might turn into a comedy, but we're getting some good ideas. We just need to find like a solid plot, though. That's the kind of we're creating cool characters. We're like, oh, that would be cool, but we don't really know how to tie it into a cohesive story just yet. Nothing's really jumping out of the page at us, you know? So, no rush. but we'll see what happens. Okay, so this Y. All right, we can lean that there. That's good. Oh, it's not even break. I don't understand why it's breaking though. All right, this is in there. This can hold. I just got to make this longer, I think. Right, there you go. Now it looks like he's holding the sword. Let's get those shoulders in. It's crazy, though. Like, even after a few months of rigging, you're like, damn, I could have made this rig so much better. So let's try the... Right, if I move that forward, this goes forward. That's what I want. If I press this, that goes forward, which is exactly what I want. Look at that, guys. Right, looking okay. Boom. Everything's popping into place. Hey, Cassandra. How are you? Yeah, it's been a long time. I think it's been, what, a couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks since I did a stream. I was out of town for a bit. And like my actual videos, I'm still trying to edit that course, you know? So I kind of been a little disappeared. But yeah, how have you been? Nice to see you again. I think, guys, that's the pose we're going to go with. Maybe we can give him a better expression. And yeah, the sword is actually an old prop that I used when I was doing the short before. Remember those videos I was making before? That's what this sword is from. Let's make this a little bit bigger. There we go. I'm so happy I did these hands before, though. Right? And the cool thing about these constraints is they still work. Even when we're doing this... when we're using these deformers, right? We can deform this arm as much as we want, and the constraint should still work. Yeah, so I want to update the rigging course, but it's going to include like constraints and all that stuff. And it's not really building a character. It's more focused on specific parts. So like this video is on building an eye, and we go over each different way of building an eye. This video is on building an arm or a mouth, right? So I'm going to break it down into really small sections Some of them I'll post on YouTube for members, of course. That's going to be free. But I think some you guys can like buy, obviously, for like $5 or something, each little course that you want. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. You know what I mean? Not super expensive courses. And you can kind of pick and choose what you want to learn. Because the ultimate rigging course is literally just that, right? You got to sit through everything to kind of get the full benefit of it. Yeah, the problem is, though, it's just taking me forever to edit, you know? I need to get like an editor. Okay, let's move this down. What do you guys think? Like if we turn this off, that looks pretty legit, right? You can see that in like a fighting game pose. Let's see, compared to this before, the head is a little bit more proportioned. Okay, let's start animating this guy. So, oh yeah, that looks way better. Look at that. And now we can always come back to this pose too. So let's say, yeah, it's hard, right? It's hard when you come back to get kind of used to it. But it's good that you're doing both. So this is going to be a loop, I think. We'll do just really easy. As he comes down, maybe there. Right? That's basically it. I'm just going to it's so much easier without the lines. Right? This kind of needs to follow. Right? That's looking good. Maybe we'll have the arms go down a little bit too. And then thanks, dude. Yeah, you think it looks good? Yeah, I wasn't sure if I wanted him to hold it with one hand or two hands. Let's save that. Now, I'm trying to think. I want his chest to go out and in. So what we're going to do, I'm going to select, see if this will work, this button here. So I can lasso select like all of these points. You press this, and I should be able to scale the deformers. So like kind of hard to see, but maybe now I can kind of, you know, grab these and kind of move them out. This. There you go, right? The chest is kind of getting bigger. If we zoom in, you can see. Right, I want it to be subtle. I don't want it to be too crazy. Anyone else ever animate for games before? Okay. Maybe we can even... So now what we want to do, let's add a breakdown in between. So I'm kind of going to 2, 4, 2, 4. Like right in the middle. Okay. Now we can kind of add some like drag on the face. So like, I'll move the face up a bit. Actually, I think we have some master controllers. We might as well use them. So there's my head tilt. And if I go in, right, I can get a less head tilt. Right, so even though I put the extremes in my master controllers, I rarely use them when I'm actually animating. I just use them to kind of get the in-between kind of things. Let's go there. This will be there. Let's move it up. Let's see how that looks. Oh, let's also do the neck shadow. Move that there. Right, and it's going to be subtle. Like, let's... Right? Maybe we can even do this with the sword. Tilt it up. And then go 1. Right, move the hands up a little bit. Gives it some more weight. Let's see. If we loop. Right, look at that. That kind of looks like a fighting game, you know? Yeah, that looks pretty good. What we can even do is I could even put it on like... I don't know if this would look good. 2s or 3s, maybe. And you get that really nice hand-drawn feel. Thanks, dude. But yeah, that's the thing. If you bought this rig, guys, there are some tweaks that I got to do. Just so for those joining. Okay, so now let's go up here. Like, and then I'm easing in, and then I'll ease out. 2, 4, 6, kind of the same. I'll drag that frame. Right, so now I'm here. Let's drag the hand. Right, so the hands are moving. Now let's see. The head, maybe this won't look good. But let's try. Let's go down tilt. What if we even do it here? No, that won't look good. Let's do same. like the same view. Yeah, exactly. So an idle pose, we're going to do that now. And then I'm thinking we can do one when he's like hurt, like if he has low health, then he'll be in another like more hurt idle pose. Let's squash this down a bit. Move these down. Here, this kind of needs to be there. And then we'll go in and do like the hair and stuff. Right? Let's. Right? Like a little bit over exaggerated. But I'm kind of liking it. So, I mean, maybe we'll do it on twos. I like it like this. If I'm being honest, I like it on like fives. It's like a super cool. I don't know. I like that. But let's see what happens when we add our tweens. Right? A little stiff. Like if we do this, watch. There, we just kind of keyframe those. And then we put it on threes. How does that look? I don't know. It definitely has that feel that I'm looking for, but maybe it's too choppy. So 2, 4. Or what if we put it on twos? Let's make it quick. This might be too fast though. Yeah, right? Like the five, it looked cool. I liked it. I'm trying to. Maybe even like just a demo, you know? Let's see. That's a little too fast. Okay, let's add an in between. So here to here. Yeah, maybe we just need to cushion here and here. So let's go like this. Let's go like that. And cushion the ends. Let's see. I think now it looks like he's hitting the ground a little bit. So from here to here, we need another keyframe as well. Let's see. Okay. I think it's popping too much between. Yeah, so watch. Here and here need some cushion. Maybe even add some ease. Let's see. Oh yeah, that looks better. Yeah, and that's even before we add the hair. That gives us the weight we want. What we can try and do though, like at the end, let's hold the end and the beginning poses for 3 frames and see what happens. No, it's too slow. I like what we had. Yeah, see, I think this one looks the best. Yeah, Maurizio agrees. Yeah, but now let's do this. Let's add some secondary action. So as this comes down, let's bring this up a little bit. And then back. And then this comes down. Okay, let's see. There we go. There you go. Right, that looks good. Right, a lot of stuff goes into an idle animation. I didn't even realize. Here, so as this goes down, actually this can go up. And kind of at a different pace than the other one. What are we at? Almost an hour? See, like, this is crazy. An hour for an idle animation? There we go. Now that's moving. I'm not sure, but I know Toon Boom has made like they're focusing on games as well. Just like they have Storyboard Pro, they're actually getting into gaming. So I think people are going to be using it. Yeah, I don't think too many people nowadays are doing it. But maybe in the future. I mean, I would much rather use Toon Boom than Spine, like any day of the week. Yeah, so Last person 7, how are you? What are you up to? Rigging Unity is worse. Yeah, I can't even imagine. I know Spine was bad. I can't even imagine Unity when it's not even made for animating, you know? Let's see how that looks. Is it too much movement? It might be the perfect amount of movement for the hair. And just look at that, eh? Yeah, exactly. Toon Boom is the best in my opinion. Like even people say Moho, maybe the rigging is better, but I think animation wise, you still can't beat Toon Boom in terms of like overall functionality, you know? Let's go like that and up. I mean, it is expensive, not gonna lie. But you know, do I wish that they had like a cheaper pro version? Yes. Oh, guys, that looks good. Yeah, like the Game Bone or whatever. I think they're doing different things now. I'm pretty sure that's like obsolete. Okay, now what's the next thing? Should we do some sleeve animation? Yes. Why not? So here, let's have the sleeves like expand. Oh, yeah, expand. And then shrink. This is fun. See, like, I don't know why. I liked game animation, but if it was game animation in Toon Boom, I feel I would have been better at it. You know? Because that was the problem. In Spine, it was hard for me to kind of get the rigs to do what I wanted them to do. You know? And obviously, like, yeah, you know the principles, you can pretty much animate and everything, but to me, that was like a really big issue. Oh, I love that, guys. And plus, like, it's only 2 characters, so we can kind of spend our time polishing these animations. You know, let's say if we had like 10 characters, maybe we couldn't add some sleeve animation, you know? Oops. Because like think it does take a long time. This is like an hour gone by, but I think it's kind of nice. It's kind of fun, and these animations they're pretty easy, right? So they're good for doing it on stream because you get something done. Oh yeah, there we go. That's adding a lot. Let's do that. Okay, now we go here. I feel we can do the same thing. Yeah, I mean, especially with how like TV is going in terms of like not a lot of work happening in animation. Is there a back to this? I didn't make a back. Am I crazy? No, that's insane. 100% I would. Oh no, there's the back. I was gonna say, what am I, nuts? But yeah, I would be open to it. I would just have to learn a different software. That's why I'm hoping Toon Boom can kind of just take over. That would like be perfect for me. Like I just spent so much time learning Toon Boom. It's crazy. It would be a pain in the butt to learn something else. You know what I mean? Yeah. But especially now in this climate, in this like job climate, who knows what's going to happen to 2D or even just like TV animation. You know what I mean? So much uncertainty out there. Let's go like this. I mean, if I really had my way, I'd pretty much do just YouTube stuff forever. That would be pretty easy and pretty fun. What do you guys think? Like things are kind of happening at the same time, but it's a loop, so I think it's fine. Yeah, it's not looking great, I gotta say. Here's what we can do though. Especially like, but I mean things are bouncing back. Like I'm not gonna be too bleak. Like shows are being made. I currently have a job, so there you go. But yeah, it's definitely harder than it used to be, or harder than I thought it was going to be when I broke into the industry. I figured there was going to be jobs left and right, but that's not really the case. You really got to always be on the lookout. Oh yeah, that looks good. Look at that. See, just that little bit of movement on the thing. Yeah, but it like that's what it is now. Given a couple of years, usually like that's where the booms happen. In the tough times, that's when something really good comes out of it. So, I mean, I feel there's always work if you could find it. You just got to know where to look and you got to be persistent, basically. And as long as you have the skills, that's the most important thing. Oh, guys, that is looking good. Right? Can't you picture that as like the starting pose of the game? What time is it? An hour. It's 10 o'clock. So maybe we can do the hurt one. You reading without any outlines? Yeah. I think if I ever make a rig again, I'm never using outlines for myself. It's so much easier. Oh man, that looks good. 21 frames too. Okay. So now to mark this, I'm just going to go here. I'll mark it in red. Okay. Now we'll give it like a break. I'm going to grab it. I'll mark this in blue. Now I'm trying to think, like when he's hurt. Thanks, dude. I mean, we can even try this. Like, let's see what happens. Like if we go like this, watch. I swear there's like a pixel. There's a pixelate node. Maybe I have to flatten it. No. Oh, maybe I need this. This is kind of me just losing track. Hang on. Oh. Well, whatever. Never mind. So I'm trying to think. If he's hurt, like what if we put like a hand on his... He'll obviously be lower. Or should we do hand on the knee or hand on like across his waist? You know, like grabbing his side. I kind of think hand on the knee because it's a better silhouette. Oh. How to get there? Yeah, is that an easier way to do it? It sounds easier. It sounds like the better way. So here, normal, hurt. Maybe we need like another angle of this sword. I think we do. No. I don't want the sword to be up when he's hurt. Let's have him just hanging down like that. Oh, yeah. So I used a deformation composite. And like sometimes it's someone showed me this. It's kind of a way to do it without connecting, like putting the sword in the prop. And this way you can kind of feed different, like say this is his left hand. I could also feed his right hand here. And then I can have the sword kind of pop to the hand depending on what like number I put in this deformation composite. So see down here, kinetic output, whatever, 1. That means 1 is connected to this hand. I could also do 2 and have it connected to this hand. So watch. And also these are the settings. You go kinematic only, select. So here's the hand peg. I feed the hand peg actually into my rig. Right? And I'll plug it in here. Okay, so now both hands are connected. But now when this says 1, it moves, right? Here, it doesn't. Now let's say I go here and I keyframe 2. right? Now this moves and this doesn't. So that's just a way to kind of connect props without duplicating the prop a couple of times. Now, the problem is sometimes your bounding box is massive, right? Depending on what you're doing. So, you know, it's just a way to another way to do it. I did it because the sword was getting deformed because of the constraints. I didn't really realize that was a thing. So this kind of works a little bit better. I should have. I can't believe I don't have the right hand. I've drawn so many hands and none of them are correct. Well, this might be good. I'm probably going to have to redraw the hand. But that's fine. Shit. What do you guys think, though? Is this look tired enough, this pose? It's not hard. I can make a video on it. It's just a deformation composite. That's all you need. You plug it on top of your prop, and you plug this into the top of that. Maybe we'll make his eyes. All right, we'll make his eyes more tired. Mouth open. Right? Who? Or what if we just hang his arm down? That might be an even better silhouette. Right, and then we don't have to draw another hand. Yeah, see? Look, he looks a little bit more hurt there. And everything will kind of just be hanging down. Right, the hair will be drooping. And can we kind of drop this? There we go. There, he looks a little bit hurt. Maybe the shoulders down. Sag those shoulders. So heavy. I want to keep this, though, in line with his foot. I think what I really need to do is draw Yeah, that's pretty good. We'll probably have to make it slower too. So here, there, I like that. We can pretty much use the same pose. Just kind of clean up these lines a little bit. There you go. Here, the boots. Let's kind of keep this. I like how the feet have deformers on them too. That's fine. Kind of move the hand like that, I think. We want the arm to look this way. Okay. There we go. Right, I might not even need to do as many drawovers, but I do want to do this with the sleeve. Right, that's hanging down. That's good. Right, so up, ready to go. Ugh, he's hurt. Do, 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 do. Okay. Yeah, so maybe we're just going to get through the idols today. I literally thought I was going to breeze through this. But next time we can do some attacks. We'll do like light attacks. Because there's a whole bunch of shit you got to do. Jumping, running. Those are going to take a long time as well. I'm wondering if he should walk. Maybe I'll just make him walk. Kind of like shuffle, I guess, with his sword in his hand. So maybe not running. Shuffling is a better term. Shuffling backwards, shuffling forwards. It's kind of fun, though. Yeah, the damage animations, like light hit, strong hit. When he bounces off the wall, what does that look like? When he bounces off the floor, when he's on the floor. There's so many stuff. I made ChatGPT make me like a list, and I'm kind of just working through that list. Right, even his hair will have hang this way. There we go. This will be connected below. I think this arm. Oh, right. See, even with the lineless style, even if it overlaps, does not matter. Just can't see it. Okay, there. There. That's looking good. is this, I'm trying to think. How did I do this? This is on the overlay. What if I get rid of this? How does that look? I kind of like that. Oh, and it still works because it's a lineless style. I love that. Yes. That little gap in the shoulder, that adds a lot. Okay. So here, let me actually just move this a little bit forward. Right? Still kind of a nice silhouette. So this took 11 frames to go down. I think I want this to be let's do it 2 extra frames. Right? 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There. That's the same, and that will be keyframed. Okay, right. And this is why I like these constraints. I'm gonna drop that low. So let's start there. Let's play that. Right, so as he goes down, let's really have him reach. Move the shoulders forward. Ooh. No, I didn't use constraints for the limits. I learned you don't need to do that. So for the limits, all you do is whatever you want to limit, like this head, or in this case, it was the hair, you just put it on top. I like to reduce the rotation, and then you plug it in. And then this middle thing, like I plugged it in here, this is where the limit stops. So up until here, right, the hair is limited. As soon as I pass this peg, it's back to normal. And I was doing that because at the beginning, remember, the head was scaling at like some weird some weird angle. Like half the head was scaling, half the head wasn't scaling. So I guess I just got rid of it. Same thing. Let's grab just around here. Oh, fuck. Let's try that again. Just like the upper part. I can kind of just like scale it that way. Here. Just make it look like that chest is moving out. Yeah, that looks fine. Just making sure everything is connected. Like here. There. Oh shit. Just get rid of that. Okay. So now we're back. Ugh. Right, and if we tween it, let's see what happens. Right, that's looking pretty good. And if we compare it to here, right? Uh, uh, right, that's good. Okay, but now let's go 2, 4, 6, 2, 4. So right in the middle. I'll put that. Same kind of deal. Oh, what's going on here? There's like a stray thing. Okay. We can kind of... Can I rotate? No. Right, maybe I'll rotate the hand. And then the head. Let's go back to the head. Whoops. Right, and it's kind of the same process, you know? Let me move this up. Right, I can even use those limits to kind of get that tilt. The head really makes the difference, eh? Okay, let's see. And then here, 2 more right in the middle of that. Okay, and now this goes the other way, so we're gonna rotate this, oh, maybe too much. But we really want to drag that sword. Like his arms don't want to go up. His shoulders are sagging down. There we go. Do, 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 do. Squash this down. There you go. Look at that. Here, this can kind of stay glued. All right, let's play. So by this point, right, that's looking good. I mean, let's compare now. Because now we have one that's already made. Looks like you have your legwork day. Yeah, honestly. Okay, let's see. I just need some water. Oh. Yeah, see the difference? Ugh. An hour and 36 minutes. Almost done. We can get this done. I mean, 2 idle poses. That's pretty good. Because the idle, we're going to use that a lot. We're going to come back to that a lot. So I'm glad we figured that out. And it's only going to be when he's hurt this. So, I mean, it seems simple enough. Just like when he's at a certain health level, use this animation instead. I don't know. I kind of like how we built the other one better, like this. Like here, let's see if we can try it this way now. What if we do 75? Okay. Right, because I want to hold this pose for a little bit longer. We'll come up 45. Should give us right that tired kind of look. Okay, and I'm just always going to be comparing it to this because I like how this turned out. So maybe we could do it this way, actually. Here, I'm going to change this to 55 and 35. So the arms are actually going to be moving at a different kind of pace than the rest of the body. Same with the head. Let's go 80 and 30. There you go. So now things aren't moving at exactly the same time. Okay, looking better. Now, what if we add some tweens on this? There you go. Now this arm. And now let's do our cushioning thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to like move these out and see what happens. Here, I'll kind of cushion this out. Okay, now let's loop it. Kind of, yeah. I usually use them quite a bit, actually, to ease in and ease out. Depends how I'm feeling. Like, sometimes I'll do it like I did before and just drag frames. But sometimes you can kind of just get away with using the graphs, adding some cushion. Let's try that. I think that was the key last time, too. Adding another in between in the middle. His arm is moving too quickly, though. Like this arm. So I might want to just like get rid of that. Yeah, that's looking better. And now let's compare. Okay. I think it's ready to turn to twos. And then we can do what we did last time with the hair and stuff. Okay, let's see. And immediately, like, it already looks better. As soon as you turn it to twos, it looks better. Let's zoom in a little bit so you guys can see. Right? Like, isn't that crazy? Okay, now we do this. How does what work? Converting things to twos? Or why does it make it look better? Move this back. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. How does it look better? Because one, it just makes it look more like hand drawn and more like handmade, which usually looks better than with a computer. But the other thing is all these things in between, these little movements between like frame 2 and frame what frame is this? 35 and frame 37, it kind of just deletes this frame, right? So there's not as much like movement in this rig because a lot of the pieces are kind of wiggling, right? So it kind of gets rid of those and it just looks a little bit cleaner. So people usually like animate on twos, you know? Ones only for fast movements, but if you're doing everything on ones, it looks a little bit robotic. So that's just something to keep in mind as well. Like when I'm looking at my tweened animation and I'm seeing it like, okay, this is going to be converted to twos eventually. So these kinds of things I don't have to worry about. Like if a hand is flipping or something's moving out of whack, I know it's going to be erased when I put it on twos. You know, you can try Adam's Animation Academy. You have to pay for it, but his structure is pretty good. That's pretty much the only course I've ever paid for, besides the Toon Boom courses, and those I've only done the rigging. So, you know, you could take a look too at some of our like the live streams on this channel. I know the quality isn't the best, but occasionally we take like a thing from blocking all the way to final animation just to get like an idea of how like a process works, you know? But check out Adam's Animation Academy. So I think here we can probably just go actually right to there. I think I paid it's in pounds because he's from the UK. So I want to say I paid like £200, which is a lot. It came out to like maybe 400 Canadian dollars. Yeah. Also Drawn Sean. He has even good rigging tutorials on his YouTube channel, actually. I didn't know he. Oh yeah, he did. He does do animation. Yeah, it's fucked. It's a lot of money. But yeah, check out the Jon Snow ones. I know. Again, quality isn't the best, like video quality. Something's not right, guys, about this hair. I think it's moving too much. Oh. Let's try it again. Just make it more subtle, I think. Oh, and here too. If you're using the... Okay, yeah, you're just going to make sure things are zeroed out. There you go. That's a little bit softer. That's insane, eh? Imagine getting paid though in pounds. You should apply. I heard, Mauricio, that Brazil has really good like visa things for Ireland, and there's a bunch of animation studios in Ireland, so that could be something you could look into. They pay in euros too, so you can check that out. And sorry, Lincoln, how long have you been animating for, or you just started? Yeah, but even specifically Ireland, I heard. I don't know why, but like for visa issues. I guess it's still all the EU though. Yeah, this looks a lot better. A lot more. Nice. Lincoln's been animated for over a year now. Awesome. That's great. You liking it? Something is happening. These are not the same. Are they the same? Yeah, I think this just comes back. Nice, man. And what are you doing for like a career? Are you trying to just do it for fun? Okay, there we go. Okay, let's try this now. Both. Nice. It's good. Both. Yeah, man. Once you get one, it's a lot easier to get the others. So I think the problem with the hair is I'm pushing it up too early. That's the problem. But yeah, plus like your skills will level up so much more because you're literally doing it every day, you know? Oh shit. Okay, let's try that again. There you go. That's better. Comes back up. Fuck, we gotta do this again. The hair again. Fucking hell. I don't know why. I always get messed up with the hair. Yeah, look, it's way too late or too early. This should work. There you go. Let's see, that follows the movement a little bit nicer. Okay, and kind of the same thing here. Maybe we won't do it at the exact same time. Yeah, we will. Fuck it. Who cares? But maybe we'll go here instead. No, we won't. Let's just keep it the same. There you go. That's a lot better. That's a lot smoother. Right? And then watch, convert it to 2s, and we should be good to go. Ay. Right, let's go here. Nice. Right, just a little tiny movement. It's gonna add a lot, you know? These little details. You might not even notice them when they're playing, but you know, you feel it. Okay. Now we do the sleeve. There he is. Nicholas. Right at the end. How are you, man? How are things? And yeah, also guys, you just reminded me. That job posting I posted, that we ended up talking to the people and we couldn't agree on like a favorable rate. So that's not really happening anymore, but keep an ear out because I'm always going to be looking for more people. The people who responded, thank you so much. And of course, I'm going to keep you guys in mind if anything else comes up. I really want to start, even if they're not my own projects, start taking on some projects to kind of give people, you know, even if the money's not great, if you guys are looking for some experience or something, at least it's something. You know what I mean? So keep an eye out for that. But of course, I still want it to be fair enough where it's not like taking advantage of people. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's go like this. Let's go like that. Yeah, that's the one I posted on Discord. Okay, last thing. Let's do it just like we did before. So as this comes down, this goes up. We can even flip. Yeah. I mean, it's not the biggest deal, to be honest. Jobs will come. but also the guy who I was talking to, he's a pretty decent guy. So maybe he'll have something else down the line, you know? It wasn't like a total bust. Yeah, it's okay. But like now that I know people are looking, it's fine. We have a nice community here, so it's good to reach out. Haven Art, no worries, man. Glad you can make it. How's your stuff going? That could probably be here. Whoops. That could be there. All right, let's see how that's looking. Oh, guys, that's looking good. It's looking good. Now we got this pelvis master. And then we go back up. There. Right? And now this is a little bit like these two are offset, even though the pegs are connected. Oh, that's good. That's good. I probably just need to kind of, and like at this point too, like just go in because it's frame by frame. And now I could go in and just move this, just hide it so it's not showing. Here, right? Just connect it. Like I'm not going to be messing up any tweens. If I start animating, nice. The shot set to music, performances, nice. Who are you getting to do the voice acting? You? Thanks, dude. It's pretty much done, guys. These two idle poses. I mean, maybe I put a little too much. Like, let's see. Let's loop both of them. There you go. Let's go. Zoom out. Okay, so let's loop this one first, just to test. Yeah, that's looking good. Yeah, dude, not good. Everyone's getting sick. I'm getting sick too. And then there we go. This is when he's hurt. It's pretty good, guys. So now we got those two. I'm doing this for 2 hours, so I'm probably going to stop. But I don't think I'm going to do an idle victory pose. I'll probably just keep him in these. Just these two. 1, 2. The next, we're either going to do walking. We got to make him walk forward or back. But I feel if we kind of shift him we could reuse that. I don't know. I gotta think. But yeah, guys, nice. Idle animations done. Pretty good. We'll do some walking and running. Maybe we'll just do the attacks next, I think, because those are fun. We'll do some like light attacks or things like that. But I'm too tired, guys. I'm probably going to turn this off. But yeah, it's nice to stream. I know I haven't really been posting in a while, but it's good to get these streams on and kind of animate and do something, you know, for this channel. So thanks, guys. Yeah, and maybe post in the we'll see what kind of attacks. Maybe post some inspiration if you guys are thinking of some cool ones. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. All right. Thanks for jumping on. Have a good night, guys. Let me save this before I forget. See you later.